It's time to hide your technicolor mind. It's time to hide your technicolor mind. It's time to hide your technicolor mind. It's time to hide your
Coming soon to this theater.
The crypt of dark secrets penetrates beyond the darkness, where the dead do return to live again. Twisted nightmares of those who have gone beyond the grave and return possessing innocent young bodies. An unspeakable whirlpool of demonic madness and sexual possession. You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge. Crypt of dark secrets. Step beyond, if you dare. In Technicolor, rated R.
Welcome back to the Drive-In Asylum double feature.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody? It's late night, Saturday night, third segment. You know where you're at.
Where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you know where your children are? It's 2 a.m. Do you know where your children are? Mine's sleeping. Welcome back to the show. We took in some virgin witchery, which wasn't a virgin after she got all oiled up and that guy slid around on her. But
Yeah, what was up with that?
Yeah, that whole Coven had a fetish of like taking cups full of oil and slapping them on boobs. So that's what they do.
There was so much nudity in this movie. Like, first of all, the first thing you see is a fully naked woman, and then it just keeps going on and on. Like, there's the women show up at this house, and all of a sudden they've got this screen with like scantily clad women
Yeah.
hanging up, and I think that was the girls' room. I'm not sure. It might have been one of the guys that hung all that stuff up, but still, they have to show you pictures, and then there's artwork of nude women. It was just like thing after thing after thing, and it's like, wow, maybe I guess this really is a sex movie after all, huh?
Yeah. It's less witch and more less virgin and less witch and just more,
Definitely less virgin.
yeah, more nudity.
A virgin was a rarity there. It's like blood for Dracula.
Yeah.
They can't find one. I forget, did you hate Cabin in the Woods?
No, I loved it.
I loved Cabin in the Woods too, and I loved that part where Sigourney Weaver, the girl's like, virgin.
Yeah.
She's like, we work with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
So these people were like that too, I guess.
Yeah. They've done something. They've really proven that witches are behind all marketing. Anyone that gets famous. This is a conspiracy movie also, but
Yeah.
more importantly, more sex. Lee thinks that there were more boobs in Blood Sabbath.
That's probably true, but I don't know, Lee. I think it's a close second.
Yeah. There is it quantity over quality though? Or do we have to get into that discussion of which had the better boobs?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, the message was clear in both
Yeah.
films.
Yeah. Witchcraft equals nudity equals sex. So there you go. We made it though. What's everybody think about the movie, especially if you haven't seen it before? Let us know. I got to tell you, Bill, from the minute I saw the trailer for this being the show with the washed out colors and the 70s look of this, I was in love. So, and both of our movies tonight had, beyond both having soap opera stars, they both had love themes in them. This one had a longer, maybe just we were in that club and we got to hear somebody sing the love theme to us.
I know. That was one of my favorite parts in the whole movie.
Yeah. I like when movies have a love theme, especially when you don't expect it. Who knew, right?
I want that song on a 45.
Oh, yeah. That's a great call. Did you see the one poster I posted this week from 21st Century played one of their Bruce Lee ripoffs? The first 25 people each night got a disco record if you went and saw the movie.
Oh, yeah. What was it again?
I can't remember which one it was, but it's like, I wonder, was the record themed to a kung fu disco record, or did they just get a random cut up bin disco record?
I was trying to think of if it was before or after Thank God It's Friday.
Yeah.
One of those movies. Can't Stop the Music, maybe.
Yeah.
Because you got a copy of the record when you went, and then people started throwing them at the screen.
That happened at one of the premieres of the Apple too.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and they cut the screen with it. They were throwing them like frisbees at the screen. And
Ooh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah, and the screen got damaged. Yeah, I don't know if that was one of the first playings of it. Is the one where Minaka went to the roof of the building, and Yorm had to talk him out of jumping off the roof and killing himself because of how bad it did. He's like, I spent my life on this movie, and they hated it. He's like, there'll be other movies, and he's like, no, there won't. This is it. This is the last movie we'll make.
Oh,
and he was.
It wasn't.
He made like 150 in the next 5 years. So
Nocturna has a great soundtrack. There's a full length album, and then the second record is a 12-inch.
Oh wow!
Yeah, with like a 13-minute disco mix of the.
I've never seen that yet, Bill. I've been holding.
Oh wow! It's something special. If you liked old Dracula, you're gonna love Nocturna.
I do love old Dracula, so I got that. I got a couple Dracula adult films coming up this week for the site, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Dracula, the Dirty Old Man.
Yeah, and then the one that what's his name that did Rat Finka Boo Boo? Ray Dennis Steckler did one too, a Dracula movie. So I'm gonna watch that too.
Did you ever watch Guess What Happens to Count Dracula?
I have that one coming up too. Yeah.
Okay, because that was another one that started out as a Dracula porn.
Yeah.
But it turned into a PG rated movie. Go figure.
Isn't that the best? Eldon said this was like the worst Hammer movie ever. We were talking about that, Dornet, that this had an attempt at Hammer look, but not the budget nor the directing ability of a Hammer movie. But
Yeah,
it
I
made a
wouldn't say
try.
worst, but I
No.
mean, like I'm trying to think of what really I would call the worst Hammer film. To the Devil a Daughter.
Mm,
It's probably the worst one that I can think of.
mm,
Also, the last one they made for
yeah,
ages and ages.
I like it actually. It's scuzzy.
I know you liked it. I don't know. Like I watched it once a long time ago and didn't like it. Saw it at the drive-in and also wasn't crazy about it. But
Yeah,
you know,
I think I
what
just
do I know?
I like late period Hammer, maybe because nobody does, and I feel protective of it. Like like Twins of Evil and Captain Kronos. Those are my jams.
Oh, I love Twins of Evil. You know,
Yeah,
I love that one.
yeah. It is not a Hammer movie, Alden. It was uh, made by an independent company, but no, not a Hammer movie. The Rank Corporation did it. They ranked it out. Uh, I'm trying to think what I would think the worst Hammer one is. That's kind of hard. I kind of like all of them. I'm so easy about those.
Nothing wrong with that. Lee
No.
mentioned Nightmare from
Yeah.
1964. I don't think I've seen that one.
Mm.
I can still see there was a double bill with another movie. I've ran the ad a couple of times. Still haven't seen it.
Mm. They're or is Hammer making movies again? 'Cause I know they made a couple a few years ago.
I don't know if they're still making movies or not. I mean, is
'Cause
anybody still making movies?
no, they made that one, the Quiet Ones, I think, and they made something else. Like there was going to be like a new Hammer, and then nothing happened. So there's supposedly a new Amicus too. I saw a Kickstarter for that, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm cool with the old ones, but all right. I put together a list this week, Bill, of movies based on the the most dangerous game, and I came up to like 250 of them. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's got to be even better than Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah, the Eyes Without a Face one's up to like 50 or 60 though. There's a lot of Eyes Without a Face ones. I like that genre. That's a good genre.
Yeah, me
Movies that
too.
yeah, but it's hard because some of the lists that I looked at, any movie where somebody's hunted uh, gets put on their list. Like Midnight Run would be put on their list because it's bounty hunting. And I'm like, no, it needs to have like a bunch of rich people paying to hunt somebody. Do you know what I mean? It needs to have that or somebody that's hunting humans, like for sport, not like like
Hostel wouldn't count.
I think Hostel might. I was back and forth. Hostel too, I was thinking would count more, but yeah, like Predator counts in my book, but even and Without Warning they count. So
Well, they
I
don't
don't-
really hunt them in Hostel. The work's already been done in
yeah, I
Hostel.
guess
They just
31 would be one because they hunt them in the game. You know what I mean? Like, and I also like kind of expanded the list to be like movies that have killer game shows, like Turkey Shoot or Running Man, fit into that too. So, that's how you do it. Surviving the Game. Yep. And what do you call Mean Guns is another one. There's a whole bunch on there. So I had fun putting it together. That's one of those things, Bill, that always starts like 10:30 at night. I'm like, you know what I should do? I should put a letterbox list together of most dangerous game ripoffs. And then 3:30 rolls around. I'm like, I gotta be up for work in like 4 hours. Oh well.
you'll sleep when you're dead.
Exactly, and it'll be soon. But let's do it. I got to tell you, these bumper videos are blowing my mind tonight. There's some really good ones. That Godzilla Stomp one's awesome. There's so many good ones. This is amazing.
Good.
Yeah, Vince Avenging Force is on the list. It was the first one I put on the list. That's up there. I'd say it's in my top 3 or 4 canon movies. I love Avenging Force. It's real good. I definitely recommend it.
Remember to click like. Godzilla wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, and if you really like us, share and subscribe, please, on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. And hey, if you miss us over the next few weeks, don't forget, you can always go back to the YouTube channel when you subscribe Watch old episodes and pretend maybe you missed one on a week. You can go back. They're all on there. Go back and take a look.
They're
And
not all on there. We only started streaming to the YouTube channel after like the second year, I think.
there's a fair amount that I think you'll find.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot, but
Yeah.
somebody just was commenting the other day about the Tony Lawrence episode,
Ah,
and that was not on YouTube. That was before I started streaming it to YouTube. And Linda Gillen,
yeah.
also the Terror House episode. So there's a bunch of stuff I have to go back and re-edit, make it into like a nice concise thing, and then post it on YouTube. I will do that one of these eons.
Yeah. There's a lot to get to, as always. I will be participating soon in the Horror and Sons Halloween event. I'm very excited. I picked my movie this week, Bill.
I did too.
Did you? Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know. I guess we're allowed to say, but I'm not going to because we weren't identified yet
Yeah.
on the
exactly.
website. So I'm
Neither.
going to
Yeah.
wait till Dustin does it.
Yeah. So we'll wait. We don't want to get in trouble. But if you feel like you missed us on a Saturday night, put it on a YouTube video and you can yell at us just the same. You won't be able to chat with us, but it'll be close. It won't be that long, trust me. Especially if you're going to the drive-in, you can get this experience.
Yeah, you can
being-
see it live in person.
Yeah, you can just hang out and we'll just gab the whole time.
That really is not that far away.
No, not at all. I can't wait.
What, 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, I think that's a good. I can't wait. I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm picking out my outfits now. You gotta.
Ready?
Yeah,
Wow.
no, I'm thinking about them though. I just saw a new opera shirt, but I don't want to be that guy that wears an opera shirt to watch opera.
I think you should cosplay as that guy from Hell of the Living Dead that wears a tutu.
Oh yeah, I love him so much.
I know you do.
He's singing in the rain.
Mhm.
Where I love that grandmother sitting in the chair and a cat jumps out of her, which is one of it's a great shock in that movie. That's coming out pretty soon on 4K, Bill. I can't tell you how excited I am about that.
I know you are.
I know how.
I
gotta
guess I
show
should
that.
watch the movie.
We should watch it together, and you'll catch the joy that I have for it and the enthusiasm that I have for it, and you'll be like, yeah, okay, this is good. But
That was a summer VHS rental for me. I can still remember. It was
Oh.
like right when I finally realized I had access to all these different kinds of movies, and I think that was a 17 and over only
ooh,
tape because that was unrated, but they rented it to me anyway. They rented me anything. They were so awesome.
Yeah, it's got a little kid getting shot like in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's a little kid zombie in it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a lot of stock footage too, which is that's one of my faves.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
The first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this movie's really boring. It's a bunch of like National Geographic stock footage.
yeah, I love it. I think it's wonderful. You want to see what came in the mail this week?
Lee, we are not going to be on next week,
Yeah,
and we're going to be off until the first weekend in October.
yeah.
So you're going to be 3 weekends without the DIAT.
Yeah.
Yes, show us what came in the mail.
So
Sam.
there's a lot of Arrow sent me a ton of stuff this week. Thank you, Arrow. We have The Threat, which is coming out. I'm really excited about this. Torso on UHD, right?
You mean that movie that the people who brought you Dr. Zhivago
Carlo
brought
Ponti.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have the Friday the 13th remake, the MTV-ish remake of Friday the 13th.
From 2009.
Yeah, and then they sent
Boring.
two versions of Chronicles of Riddick. There's a UHD and a Blu-ray version of the set, and then we have this is from Unearthed. Sent the Profane Exhibit, which has it's an anthology, and part of it's directed by Ruggero Deodato, which is pretty exciting. And it's got Sergio Stivaletti, a whole bunch of different folks putting together little scenes. Uwe Boll, and pretty violent. So I saw it at a festival. It was pretty good. And then I'm really excited about this. This is from 88 Films, another Shaw Brothers movie, The Shadow Boxing. And I love the art on this because they did like a silver foil and it pops through the type. And even on the
Oh,
back,
nice.
instead of where the whites are replaced. Like even in the photo, they're kind of replaced with the silver foil. So it's really nice. So really excited. 88 stuff has been really great for these. So that is out. That's what I got this week. And on
Oh,
the
that's
site,
it?
yeah, just that stuff from Arrow and those two. So yeah, more stuff coming. I'm very excited. And then we coming up on the site this week. Let me see. Where's my schedule? There we go. In the middle of Canon Month, still covering the films of 21st Century, which eventually became owned by Menachem Golan from Canon. And then also this week is the next to last week. No, I have 2 more weeks after this of the Something Weird stuff I've been doing. And it's all the Bucky Beaver Dragon Art Theater stuff this week. So a lot of adult stuff this week on the site. So very excited. A lot of any satanic adult stuff will be to the front of the line this week, Bill.
When did your site get so dirty?
It's always been there. Just they get the ones that get
I
posted.
hesitate to send people to you. I mean,
Really?
like yeah, I do. It's really kind of, you know, I could promote your stuff and your writing, but I'm afraid to send people to you. I'm afraid they'll get the wrong idea about me.
Really?
Don't you remember who said that to you?
Oh yes, I do. Remember. I thought you were serious.
How long have you known me? I get you all the time.
I
like
know because
that.
I'm
You're
so
always like,
trusting. I
"Oh."
trust you so implicitly that you can get away with anything.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
You have to send me a Bible in the mail now. As someone else did. I still have that Bible. No, I threw it away when I was going through my movies to pack them up before we fixed the basement up. Becca handed it to me. She goes, "You got to keep this."
You get lots of things from people that watch the show. I just got some cool stuff in the mail from Geo Blance. He sent me an issue of a magazine called Crow. It looked like it was a fanzine, but it was nicely bound. Of course, I don't have it laying right here because why would I plan ahead like that? But anyway, yeah. I also he sent me these stickers, and he's from Lowell, Massachusetts. I think he's a lurker. He doesn't really chat in the chat, but it has this sticker from that's Sasquatch. That movie that was shot in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Oh wow!
And it was a lost film. It's supposedly a very gory Bigfoot movie about Bigfoot versus hippies in the woods, and it's kind of rarely seen. It's been found. It's being restored, and we will eventually see Sasquatch. I think. I don't know. It's one of those things that people started talking about it a couple years ago, and I still haven't seen it. I'm waiting. People who own Sasquatch, don't pull a code red trip on us.
Yeah.
And like buy a movie and then never put it out. Don't do that, please.
No, please don't. What was I going to say? I watched The Geek this week, which is an adult Bigfoot movie, and yeah, it's not good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's from like 1971. Renee Bond's husband's in it. Rick Lenz, and it's about three couples that go into the woods to try to find Bigfoot, and they find him.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, and if
there's sex between Bigfoot and human beings,
it's not consensual, but yeah, it happens.
Oh, so it's like Night of the Demon.
It is like Night of the Demon, but it's only Bigfoot on female
with
twice.
hardcore inserts. Well, that's all Bigfoot did in Night of the Demon. I mean, he killed the other people, but there was one woman that he had sex with.
Well, he gave that guy a really brutal hand job.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was very markedly sexual. Violence.
Yeah, but Bigfoot also has a pink member, in it. Like it looks looks like he just unzips part of the costume, to be perfectly frank.
I mean, it's not like we can find any to check out.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? And at the end, like the Bigfoot, the, the husband or the partner of one of the girls runs out and chases Bigfoot off, and he's like, "Someday I'm going to kill that creature." And that's how it ends. Like there's no like real ending to it. I guess it just goes on
Oh,
and on. It's not good, but I watched it. Sometimes you have to go through things. Do you know what I mean?
right.
You have to.
Someone almost forced you to
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah. Like all those Amityville movies, I've been forced by demons to watch. Yeah.
Amityville Emmanuel.
I've complained about that so many times on my podcast. It's a great idea, right? The idea that the Amityville house has turned a girl, has possessed a girl, and made her
Yeah.
obsessed with sex. Great idea. Nobody gets naked in it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like it's the dumb. Like go there, go the whole way, you know. But
Yeah,
they
I
sure don't.
agree. Don't
Yeah,
pretend you're going to do it and then don't do it.
yeah. Don't come on. Joe D'Amato didn't die so that we could make weak Emmanuel movies, right? Uh, Also on the podcast this week, Wonton Ton, the dog who saved Hollywood, directed by Michael Winner of all people. They're like, let's get the guy who directed Death Wish to do a movie about Rin Tin Tin. The 70s were wild. Bill, there's a sample on the new episode of the podcast just for you of Robert Alda from House of Exorcism.
House of Exorcism.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a long House of Exorcism one quote in there. There's a lot of samples in it, and I've realized, like, as I was making it, like sometimes I just put drops in it just to make, I know that you're gonna laugh or I'm gonna laugh at it. So that's why some of them are in there. But I've recorded like six episodes last week just to have them in the can. So there's some good ones coming. I'm excited.
Don't bust my balls, priest. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh man, I agree. Like Black Amityville Emmanuel would be a lot better. I want people that make these Amityville movies to make a better Amityville movie. It's possible.
Don't
right?
say it.
It's possible. But Bill, you know what I meant to talk to you about? We can talk about it on the show. There's only 2 Neon Brainiacs now. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Greg's not on the show anymore.
Oh, why?
I guess he has like different commitments and he's too busy. So now it's just 2 Neon Brainiacs.
Oh, bummer.
And they're not doing 80s movies anymore. They did like a 90s movie last week.
That means we'll have to have Ben Deedles on the show.
Yeah, Ben and Lance are doing the show together.
Lance won't do the show.
No, Lance hates us, so yeah.
Lance won't do it, but
Yeah.
Ben will.
Hey, here's the 21st century right here.
Yeah, I was like glad that you brought this up because I just found this. I pulled this ad out of the paper a couple of days ago.
Wow.
This was not obviously the 21st century release. This is from 77.
Yeah.
They weren't around yet, were they?
76, I think they started showing stuff.
Oh, well, then I guess it was.
What's weird is nobody's sure if they had the 1970 Devil Woman or the 1973. Again, 73 is a sequel to 1970. They're very similar movies. But yeah, it's interesting. But this is a good double feature. I like this.
Yeah. It's an exclusive Devil Woman, too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the title. Exclusive Devil Woman.
Yeah. Do you know exclusive Devil Woman? Oh, she's a dynamite hit.
You know, she won't just go with anybody.
No.
You can trust her. She's an exclusive Devil Woman.
Yeah. She's loyal.
I mean, you know, you'll be dead because she has the kiss of death, but you know, at least she'll never cheat on you.
Pete said we should do Amityville Barbie. That's a good one.
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Amityville Dollar General is still the one I'm working through. I am pretty excited. That's my next one. Amityville Virgin Witch. We could just start taking these other movies and say, well, it's really an Amityville movie.
There was a virgin witch in this movie, Dave. And then she wasn't a virgin after this guy got all oily.
Yeah.
And got on top of her and gyrated for a little bit.
They didn't lay any plastic down or anything. Like you can imagine they just slid right off stuff.
Oh, they had to be picking stuff up too. Because they were, you know, there was like probably schmutz that was stuck to them.
Yeah, for a long time. Elton said, "Didn't we show Night of the Demon?" Yeah, we showed the
Yeah.
Bigfoot Night of the Demon.
No, he's talking about Touch of Satan
Oh, okay.
because
So
it
we've
was
shown a
called
couple
Night
Night
of
of
the
the Demon.
Demon. Not
Ah,
that
yes.
movie, Aldo.
Wow.
Similar title.
Dragons
Same
never
title.
die. Never die. Bill is super tough. I just want you to know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm trying
I
to
wouldn't
remember
question.
which movie that was, the 21st century, because they bought. I mean, they had so many Bruce Lee movies. That was like almost a good chunk of their output for some time was karate stuff. No shame in that. I'm looking it up right now. Dragons never die. I don't have it on. No, I don't have it on the list of stuff they put out. So this may have been Dimension putting these out, and then back. Let me see what year they put Devil Woman out. I have on my list. They acquired it in the early '80s, Bill. So yeah, this might be another company putting Devil Woman out.
Yeah, because it did play a lot in the 70s.
Yeah.
So somebody else had it.
Yeah. It's really wild that 21st Century even had like a Gene Wilder movie, like Fun Loving, which was originally Quacks Your Fortune as a Cousin in the Bronx. It came out in like 1970, and like 12 years later, they put it out as Fun Loving, because Gene Wilder and Margot Kidder are in it, and they kind of sold it as a new movie. And they even have
Wow.
a Gene Shalit quote in the ad. Probably the only time 21st Century had a Gene Shalit quote in the ad.
That's amazing.
Everyone will have a lovely time at this earthy romantic comedy. Gene Shalit. That's like the most.
I bet they had. I bet they made some good coin doing that.
I bet they did. Yeah. It's funny because they were going to release I Go Pogo, the stop motion Pogo movie, because they weren't sure who had the rights to it, and
Uh-huh.
and they were just like, you know what? It feels like we're going to get sued over this. So they just they held off and didn't do it. But a ViewMaster side of it came out. My favorite thing about I Go Pogo is that it only came out. What were those stands where you could get your film developed?
Photo Hut.
Photo Hut had the rights to it, and Photo Hut put it out, and the VHS tape that it came out in literally just had a Photo Hut logo on it, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going way back when you had to rent VHS tapes from the Photo Hut.
Yeah. Look at that. I love this ad, by the way. We were talking about this earlier of the Howie Midnight shows. And then I love that Torso and Texas Chainsaw were married together for a while.
Yeah. They got together in 75. You know, it didn't last forever, but it lasted for well into the 80s. You know.
They had a short but tempestuous relationship.
Well, they were together all the time when they met, and then as some relationships go, they started to swing.
Yeah.
At some point, and you'd see them with other people, but they were still an item.
Yeah.
You know, it was okay.
Sometimes they bring a third one along, depending on where they were going.
They did a lot of that. There were a lot of people that went over to their house in the hills, got in their hot tub.
Yeah. Said, my friend Torson and I've been looking at you from across the bar, and we just thought maybe we'd want to talk to you.
Torso. Look, it looks like they used the shock font.
Yeah, they did.
And that's definitely Angelique from Night of Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
In the newsprint ad. So it's not poor Sue. Who on earth would want to harass poor Susie Kendall?
Oh man. What happens is true. Man. I'm going to watch Garden of the Dead this week, but I'm super excited.
Oh, you are?
Never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had. Because we.
No.
Oh.
I'm excited for that.
Huh. Well, I know we watched Grave of the Vampire on the show, which is, what were you going to ask me?
Speed of Terror.
That's Grave of the Vampire.
What?
Well, it was Seed of Terror, but this was just a misprint that someone had, because obviously there's no picture ad.
Didn't Garden of the Dead play a Seed of Terror too?
No. Grave was retitled Seed of Terror, but Garden of the Dead was not retitled. It was never retitled for some reason, and yet it was never separated from Grave of the Vampire either for most of the engagements, because it was, They were a package deal. You got one, you got the other.
Yeah.
So that even continued into its afterlife with an alternate title. And of course, Hills Have Eyes and Vampire Beast Craves Blood.
I'm thinking of
AKA
Seeds of Evil, The Gardener is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, no, not that one with Joe D'Alessandro.
That's the one I'm going to watch this week. Yeah.
Oh, that's his best role ever. He plays a tree.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Ba-dum.
Oh, man. Oh, look at that.
This
What
is
a double
just so
feature
much
it is.
good crammed into one little ad. And way down at the bottom, look what the third feature was.
Just Night of the Seagull. Just one, not all of them.
I know. Well, it's like it was less of Night of the Seagulls.
Yeah. Like,
Was
is
the
that
first-
Jonathan Lives in Seagull sequel? No, it's Night of the Seagulls.
It was like the last two reels of Night of
Yeah.
the Seagulls.
I love that they put a little cross on Night Child. That is like, you know, this ad's almost done. What if we made that into a cross?
It's an inverted crucifix, so
Oh,
you know it's a
yeah.
devil movie.
It is. They did it. Oh, I love it so much. Oh,
Can a movie go too far, Sam?
well, especially when you don't know which one you're getting here.
I know. Well, no, this one we know was no, that's wrong. Yeah, the article I posted was from the 80s. This is from 77 in Tucson.
Yeah. But this has pictures of people from what Messiah it looks like. And
That's Messiah of Evil, those characters on the bottom.
yeah.
And of course, David Hess.
Yeah. Who may not have been in Night Trains or whatever movie Last House 2 was going to be.
He was not in any of the movies that they
Yeah.
showed as Last House Part 2.
Yeah. Wow. This is amazing.
Oh, Lee, you never watched The Child? This is exciting.
Is the school that couldn't scream a true story, Bill?
Yeah. Someone on the Facebook page said that those x-rays were pretty conclusive.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, it was a true story.
All right.
This is the best time of year to watch The Child. In fact, it's the only time of year, as far as I'm concerned, when you're getting into Halloween season. I would wait until October to watch it, Lee.
Yeah.
But
It
you
needs
can watch
to,
it again in October.
the air has to be a little crisp for The Child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get in the right spirit.
A little bit of fog out there. Oh, man.
Dana Plato and Don Wells in the same picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big idea to get used to.
It's a adventure for the entire family. But is it?
Somebody's coughing.
It's Becca is just waking up. Yeah, is it an adventure for the whole family? Because I don't know if it is.
I suppose it is, yeah.
It's not terrifying like the other Boggy Creek?
No, it's well, that was rated G too.
Yeah.
Legend of Boggy Creek. So,
I
whatever.
like that some versions of it
kids.
are called "And the Legend Continues." like it's almost like a conversation you're having with the title. Yeah, what about that movie? And the Legend Continues.
No, The Legend Continues was Boggy Creek 2.
Oh, okay, that's
Different movie.
Really? Oh my god.
Yes. That was it. This was made by Charles Pierce's line producer, which I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And,
I didn't realize that there were two different
yes.
sequels. Wow. Because the Legend Continues is not good. It's violently not good.
That was in 1983. This was 77.
Yeah.
That Return to Boggy Creek came out.
Wow. Love it. Is this before Dana Plato was on Different Strokes?
Yeah, it would have been like right before she was on Different Strokes.
Yeah, so it's
or
kinda
maybe
weird.
at the same time. She may
Yeah.
have been on doing the series. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Oh, great. How about this ad? Doesn't the Brooke Shields is kind of pushed down on this one? It's a rare
Yeah.
Alice ad without Brooke being a big deal.
It was 77.
Yeah.
So she wasn't quite a huge star yet.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty Baby, I think, was the only thing that she had been in that
Mhm.
was a hit. and then they started. That was 78, though, I think. So they
Mm.
started. They brought it back in 78 as Holy Terror and started
Mhm.
promoting it as a Brooke Shields movie.
Sure.
Which I'm sure she loved.
Yeah. Sure, her mom really loved it.
Oh yeah, poor Brooke Shields.
Mhm.
poor Brooke Shields.
Then she was in Sahara for Canon.
What was that? A Blue Lagoon ripoff?
No, it's like an Indiana Jones ripoff.
Oh,
It's like
even better.
it's set in the 20s, and she's like goes into this auto race through the desert, but has to act like she's a man. So it's like they got the hottest girl at the time, right, and put a mustache on her because that's going to sell tickets. Like Cannon threw a lot of money at her. Mom got a salary for being a producer. Like her mom got paid more than most of the actors. It's really
Because
astounding.
that sounds fair.
Yeah, but that's how you got. If you wanted to get Brooke, you had to get her mom. And
They were a package deal too.
yeah,
Like Garden of the Dead and Seed of Terror.
yeah, exactly. So they would have to go together, and that's how they did it.
Mm.
And then Brooke was like the biggest deal in the world, and then today, what's she doing? You know, there was a period where it was like I remember when I was a kid, where every kid in school was like, "Oh, Brooke Shields, the best."
She still works sometimes. I see. Didn't she have a TV show
She had that TV
No.
show that was a
for
while
a
ago.
while? Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
long time ago.
yeah,
I love her in Freeway.
yeah.
She's amazing in Freeway
She is great in Freeway. Yeah, I forgot that she shows up in that.
with a spectacular exit scene, I must say.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw her. I just saw her episode of Criminal Intent
Oh,
not too
okay.
long
Yeah,
ago. She
yeah.
was on Criminal Intent. That's a pretty good one.
But it's like if you think about it, there wasn't like a bigger, like she was like a huge sex symbol for about 2 or 3 years.
Oh
With the
yeah, and she was
Jordache.
underage too.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty Baby was a big deal when that came out.
Well, I think when she was nude in the Blue Lagoon, the Brook Lagoon,
The Brook Lagoon.
when she was in that movie, The Brook Lagoon, I think she was 16 years old or
Yeah,
15.
yeah. That happened a lot more in the 70s. Like people were just a little nutty. They didn't care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was okay until it wasn't, and
yeah,
then people would like chop your head off.
yeah. Exactly. And then people talk about like, well, that movie's problematic. Well, it wasn't at the time because nobody thought that back then, but now it is. Things change. And the Blue Lagoon, which there are many Italian ripoffs of. My favorite being Adam and
Yeah,
Eve versus the Cannibals, which is a great movie.
hey, that's great.
Yeah, Blue Lagoon is a big deal. That and Endless Love. That was. Can you imagine? These are the
Endless
love stories we got in the early '80s, like a dude that burns down his girlfriend's house,
God.
and in a movie where two kids grow up together on the beach.
Heart of Glass is on the soundtrack for Endless Love. I
Oh,
remember
it
there's a
is.
scene of him walking down the street to Heart of Glass.
Oh man,
I think it's right before he burns the house down.
isn't it funny though that song like was like a wedding song? Do you know what I mean? Like Endless Love's like a
Oh, I thought you meant Heart of Glass. I'm
no.
like,
Well,
who gets married to Heart of Glass?
no, but if you think about it, like Endless Love's like
Yeah.
and now
I want to see a wedding with Heart of Glass now.
let's do it. Who's out there ready for us to do it? Bill will DJ your wedding for free if you walk down the aisle to Heart of Glass.
Hey, wait a minute.
I'll throw in two. We'll do it.
If
No
I
one's
DJ
gonna.
for free, you're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah, you're gonna get. I'll set up. I'll carry all the equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You going to rent it too? You're going to pay to rent it?
You gotta
'Cause I
rent
don't
it,
know.
huh?
Where are you going to rent it, huh?
You gotta go Hollywood, huh?
What kind of setup you going to get, huh?
You gotta go to pianos and stuff, huh?
Going to get an MP3 player or turntables, huh?
uh,
You
you
wanted
know,
to DJ with Elena Marcus.
my brother was supposed to DJ my first wedding, and he hated my ex-wife so much he just decided not to do it the day of the wedding. So we had nobody to DJ the wedding. And then he said, "Well, I put together some MP3s. It was all Jay-Z. It was literally just a playlist of Jay-Z. That's all it was. So I had to go out to my car and see if I had any CDs in my car. And yeah, the only slow songs I had were like dancing songs. So people danced slow dance to Sistinas by Danzig. It was horrible.
Wow, that's spectacular.
Yeah, should have known. There's a lot of stuff that happened that day that was like, boy, these all seem to be. I make fun of all these. What do you call it? These true crime shows I watch where women are like, I didn't realize that was a red flag. I've been through the same thing. So whatever they say, I didn't realize like there were a lot of red flags, and I saw none of them. So yeah,
That's like a curse to start off with no DJ for your wedding. Wow. And having to dance to Danzig. I mean, no offense to Danzig, but
no,
I'm sure the
it got
people at your
worse.
wedding were like, huh?
Well, it's funny because her parents were like super religious, and like Sistina sounds like a dance song, but it's a pretty satanic song. And then the cops came, which is another story.
Oh, awesome. Did they party too?
No,
No.
she invited her ex mother-in-law to the wedding, and her car got destroyed. Her car literally got flipped over by somebody, and nobody would
That's
fess
rude.
up to who it was. Yeah, but she was also drunk, talking shit to me the whole time. It was very white trash, and I
then now I understand why she got her car flipped over.
Yeah, exactly. Like she was sitting at a table of wrestlers and just was trying to engage in a conversation about what a piece of shit I am, and I'm like, cool, that's going to go really well. And yeah, the next thing I know, the cops came in, and she's like, tried to get them to arrest my dad. Like, if you've ever met my dad was the sweetest person in the world. My dad, and all the cops knew my dad because he was a teacher. And they're like, hey, Mr. Panico. And he's like, oh, how you doing? And this lady's drunk and screaming. And yeah, it was awesome. Really great day. Great start.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who would say that about you? I mean, who would say a terrible thing about you? I can't think of one terrible thing to say about you.
I don't know. But she did a lot of things. So yeah. Fun. But we're past it now. Now we're living in the now.
Yeah.
Things are good. I am with Mike for 4 times that night in Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bombs. I'll watch both those movies at any time you want.
Dr. Goldfoot, and that was at the drive-in.
It was,
one
and
time.
I loved every minute of it. And Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine too. It was a double Dr. Goldfoot night.
Was it?
I don't know if it was. Was it?
I think we only got one Dr.
Maybe we only
Goldfoot. It
got
was
the
the one
Bob
with Vincent Price is the one that we got.
I love that that's the only time Bob and Vincent Price worked together was for a James Bond Italian comedy. Yeah. Oh, you did it, Italy. You did it. But yeah, we'll miss you guys for a couple weeks, but Bill's going to get a ton of stuff done, and so will I.
Bill better get a ton of stuff done because
I got a ton of writing to do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of stuff to. I got another. I can't say about it yet, but there'll be a big podcast.
Oh, come on with these things you can't say about.
I can say it. I'm going to be on Unsung Horrors in 2 weeks.
Oh,
yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, I got to pick from 2 movies, and I picked mine, but I can't say the movie I picked. How about that? But it's a good one. And by good one, I mean it's a movie nobody cares about, which is right up my alley, except for me. So I'm very excited. So,
by the way, as some of you know, I host another show called Fright Lounge, and that's on Sundays once a month. Tomorrow night is the night, and we're going to have George and Jean from the Drive-In Super Monsterama on the show. So you can stream it. There's a Fright Lounge Facebook page, also on YouTube. I think there's a Fright Lounge channel, or it's the East Meets the West podcast, I think, is where you can watch it. I don't know, on YouTube, rather. On Facebook, though, there's a page called Fright Lounge. And, 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, awesome.
Me, Roger Frolian, Michael, and Dantes Alexander are going to have George and Jean on. It's going to be fun.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch that tomorrow night.
Right on.
Yeah. And I'll give you a tease for this week's podcast, Bill. How about that?
Oh, I love it when you tease.
Yeah, let me look it up because I can't remember what it is because I recorded it a while ago. Ooh. It has one of Mike Justice's favorite actors in it. How about that?
Peter Carpenter?
No, not Peter Carpenter.
Oh.
But It's a superhero movie with one of Mike Justice's favorite actors in it, but it's not based on an actual comic. It has one of my favorite actresses in it.
But you can't say who.
It's Pray for the Jaguar. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be on this Friday. It'll go up. But there's episodes up to the next 4 episodes are recorded. There's a really funny one coming up. I'm really excited about. So yeah, so super jazzed.
It's so easy to get the truth out of you. I love
I
it.
know. I'm tired. Yeah, I get up tomorrow and do the basement again. So, but hey, maybe when we come back in
Sorry.
October, in a perfect world, the basement might be done. Right? Wouldn't that be cool if we come back? Though we
It
do have this
would.
cool new background here, but like, yeah, it would be nice if I was in the basement doing it.
Why don't you go in the basement where you belong?
How much you go to the basement? Huh? I
Where you
have
can-
a,
Where you can do the show from how, huh?
I have a, my AI voices. I have one. What do you call it? A Helena Marcos one now, and I've been using. And I was doing ones for because I use it for my work stuff for the videos we do at work. And the other day I was recording one about flu shots, and I put it in her voice, and it was like, so you don't feel this well this October. And it came out good. I have, but there. I realized that all the voices I've trained on are all Italian voices or Christine Forrest, Candy Lady voice. These are
I
the
love
voices.
the Candy Lady.
Yeah.
She's such a yinzer.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Nora, I just don't think we can stay awake for a third feature. I don't know. That'd be like 5 o'clock in the morning when we came back on.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to start at like 7 o'clock at least.
We could do the trick that they did at the 150s year, Bill, at the drive-in where we do like 3 75-minute ones.
Yeah, that's what we would have to do. You wouldn't be getting a 90-minute movie for each slot. So.
Yeah. Oh, Leah's good at it. She thinks the guy should let us choose for a night and then they pay for it. I like that.
Lots of good ideas.
Yeah. We'll take anything that involves us getting paid. No, I'm just kidding. We want you guys to do Gone with the Wind and Waiting for Godot and My Dinner with Andre is a triple feature. And
oh wow.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Andy Warhol's Empire.
Yeah. We want you guys to do Andy Warhol Sleep followed by I don't even know what we would do after that. As long as we don't have to do Bloodsucking Pharaohs from Pittsburgh. I hate that movie. So
I've never seen it.
It's horrible.
I really don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't know what I'm waiting for.
There are so many other movies.
All right.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's been a blast. And thanks to Jennifer Upton for being on the first 2 segments. And like we said, we're going to be off the next 3 weeks. We'll be back first weekend in October. It's probably going to be a late feature. So we'll be back with one movie. And then the weekend after that, we should be able to have 2. We're going to do at least 2 shows in October. I'm not sure, probably 3, but
yeah.
I don't know what we both have going on in October, but we will be back.
Yeah.
And we hope you will be too. So have a great rest of your September, and we'll see you then.
See you guys.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.